Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
The JBT is giving away a bag for the holidays. That's right, a bag for the holidays. We're holding a 50-50 raffle and one lucky winner is going to win half of all the money collected. Entries are $5 each or 5 for $20. This raffle runs from now until December the 21st, and the winner will be announced on December 21st, immediately following the Alexander Usyk Tyson Fury heavyweight bout. So, cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. So enter early, enter often, and remember, one lucky winner will be awarded half of all the money collected. Another great contest brought to you by the JBT, Curtis Sewell, Treasurer.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing, man. Welcome to another episode of the BBO Boxing Show, aka Roll with the Punches. I'm in the house with my guy, my right-hand man, Prize, of course. And I got my man, the Puerto Rican Prince, in the house, D Free. What's going on, yo? How y'all feeling?
Salute, my brethrens.
What's good?
Man, today we got a big show. We're trying to get our guests, we're trying to get his stuff together. But we're going to be talking about the number one guy, man, one of the best young fighters and one of your best young fighters in boxing, man, Kid Austin, and finally getting Shakur Stevenson to sign the contract. What do you guys think about that fight?
I'm happy with it. People are saying the kid ain't ready. He ain't ready. I hate when they do that. And I hate when people say that. It is what it is. Sometimes these young men want to test themselves. I respect it. You feel me? Because I know BVO for 100%. When Oscar was announced that he was fighting Vargas, I know you went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know you did. You thought Vargas was out of his mind. And a lot of people feel like that but Vargas came in there and put up a good fight. He came up short, but nevertheless. So I think let the kid get his money. Let him get his money right now. He's ready. He thinks he's ready. And he wants the experience, so let him go for it. I'm not mad at it. Stop trying to protect these fighters. The man want to sign the contract. What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
If the man want to sign the contract, let that man sign that contract. Let that man earn his best payday to take care of his family and move forward.
Yo, shout out to my man, Big Dre in the house, man, Mr. Cap himself. Including my guy Ace, man, Ace Boogie in the house, and of course, Miami Garden Zone, Mr. Carroll City himself, Bentley in the house. What's going on? What you got on that one?
That's what I'm saying, Ace. I'm riding with him too. I like both of them. I like Shakur and I like Kid Austin. But yeah, I'm riding with the kid for sure.
Yeah. What you got on this, Free?
Why can't I?
I think Free froze, but
yeah. Go ahead, BBO. What do you feel?
No, I think the cool thing about it is when you get to see these young fighters, be doing exactly what Oscar spoke about. And Oscar said, hey, you guys are the real bosses. We work for you. Let's make sure if you want this fight, let's get it done. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do, man. And I think for all those who say he don't have a chance, that's just the meat boy in you that don't want to give a young brother a chance, man. He said they say be careful what you wish for because you just may get it.
Yeah, that's true. That's the truth. But nevertheless, how are we gonna? What if Kid Austin? It might be the best fighter ever that we ever see. We don't know. We got to see these fights, people. Y'all complain about who fight. This one ain't fight that one. This one ain't doing this. Well, how much this one purse? How many tickets? What makes y'all boxing fans happy? I don't get it. Y'all crucify for Shakur for fighting Cordina. Now he comes back when he's fighting another young 22-year-old. I think he's 22 22-year-old young brother. You know what I mean? And y'all want to just take a piss on the fight, bro. Like, make y'all minds up. Some of you boxing fans, just that's all I'm saying. Just make your mind up.
Yeah. You got all those cool. You got your audio together, free.
Yeah. I'm
All right,
good.
cool,
I'm
cool.
good.
All right, go ahead.
Nah, I think it's a good fight. I think the biggest complaint, um, because Kid Austin is a prospect, and then like I said the other day, if you look at the last couple of fights that Shakur Stevenson had, he went from De Los Santos to fighting Artem to now fighting Kid Austin. It's like he's moving backwards. It's not. It doesn't look like he's moving forward. I think that's the biggest complaint about the situation. But I think it's a good fight. I think Kid Austin's going to come in there and take the fight to Shakur. Will he win? Who knows? I mean, I favor Shakur in this fight, but who knows? We've seen upsets happen. So I mean, he has a shot to win. I don't know if he will. But he has a shot to win. So I mean, let's see what happens.
That's what I say, free.
Salute
Let's
to my
just see
brother,
what
son of
happens.
Tank. Salute to my man Tim Layton, man. Appreciate you brothers coming in, man. Because it's definitely cold outside, man. So definitely shut the door behind you, man, when y'all come in here. Smash the
Yeah.
like button for me one time.
One time for the one time.
But I'll say this: I think the cool thing about it is, for the first time, you're seeing a shift where you kind of hear boxers telling the truth. You hear that Shakur says, "Hey, I want to fight. I'm gonna fight Kid Austin, then I'm gonna fight William Zepeda." So I think we should really, at this point, be honest and say, you know what, we're never going to see Shakur versus Tank or Abdul, or whoever you want to call him. You'll never see that fight.
Why you say that?
You're not going to see it. Because at this point, I know Tank has a certain amount of fights he wants to fight. Not trying to get off the subject. I just think it was cool to hear Shakur actually admit that he knows that, hey, that whole Tank fight won't happen for a long time. So I'm really hoping that, my man Kid Austin can upset the apple cart, man, because if he can do that, I think it'd be great for the sport. I want to get guys like Shakur their first loss, because once people get that first loss, they tend to be more aggressive and making big fights. And I just think that, hey, we've seen it today. We've seen it this week, better yet. We've seen Jerron Ennis, who did all this talking. He wanted to be great. And we found out he was an absolute goofball and didn't want to fight. I know I heard
That
from his
ain't
team
true.
this week. I heard from his team this week. I want to say shout out to Team Ennis. I appreciate you brothers reaching out, but I'm going to tell you just the truth. The truth is, your boy did all that talking, and when King Virgil knocked on his door, he didn't answer the phone. And the fact that they wanted to bring that young man down to 147 is disgusting. That's nasty, dirty work.
That was the
And
promoter.
hold
No,
on, hold
that,
on, hold
that,
on.
that
Let me finish.
wasn't
Let me finish.
that
And I
But go
wasn't
ahead,
think
them,
let him
dog.
cook. I'm
let me
gonna
finish. Let me finish. And I think the thing that I will say to anybody, because I know the teams are listening, thank you, guys. Thank you, Dog House community, for making BVO boxing an actual player in the game where we actually hearing from people. Because you know what? There's no more hiding, man. We know for a fact now that Jerron Ennis ain't that dude. I've been saying it for almost 2 years now. Jerron Ennis won't do nothing with Virgil Ortiz. People laughed at me. People said I was wrong. And then you see his first time they get a chance to fight, he wants to drag the man down to 47. Um, it's crazy. It just really just blew my mind. So I just for me, it just kind of was just such a bad thing to see. But I will say this though, it just lets you know that he doesn't have the heart of a champion, and no longer can you bring this guy up anymore when you talk about some of the top fighters in boxing. But go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
I'll let D Free get in there. He been quiet.
All right. He said Jerron try to bring him down. Well, we heard
That's
the
crazy.
offer was made to Eddie. The offer was made to Eddie. They had on the paperwork the offer to Eddie for 147. Eddie asked him, "Was you sure you want to bring this fight at 147?" They went back and looked at it. Was like, "Oh, nah. We made a mistake. It's got to be at 154, and you got to drop your belt." So they didn't try to bring him down. That was the offer that was made to Jerron. So where did Jerron get?
I don't know. I guess Free got some garbage internet today. Um, So I'll just say this.
He wasn't ducking. I don't think that I don't want to call it a duck right now. I'm gonna give Jerron the benefit of the doubt. That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I feel like it's just a bunch of stuff. Didn't Jerron put out a tweet that said something about I didn't know I was, something like he didn't know he was, in negotiations or whatever. Then they said, then he said, if you don't hear it from me, then don't believe nothing. If you don't hear it from me, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? So, like, people just make up stories and stuff. I'm not saying that they didn't, but apparently Virgil has moved on, and he put out a statement that he said that he'll never fight Jerron Ennis, and he's fighting Madrimov now. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of them things where I've been saying it. I've been saying it, that the dude is not that guy. And you know what? I just want to thank the Doghouse community for always supporting me because I've been saying it. The dude's not that guy. He's the wrong guy. The dude is a fry cook. I mean, anybody ever seen Coming to America? That dude, Jerron Ennis says Louis, the fry cook. He's not the guy. He's not the main guy. He's not the assistant manager. He's the brother with the broom. So at the end of the day, man, when we talking about greatness and what people can do, he's 30 some fights in and ain't fought nobody. So you
read
can't even
D1 comment. D1 made a good point that I forgot about. Virgil ducked him at 147 two different
hold on,
times.
hold on. Let's see. And one thing about it, D1's my brother and I love him. But you know what? The cap that comes from that. Come on, bro. The man had rab though. He cannot make the weight. He almost
Man,
he
that
stayed
man,
on.
that was way before then. That was way
Right.
before then.
I ain't trying to hear that, dog.
That was way before that whole incident with his daggone weight.
Hold on, brother. We want to do a professional show. We ain't gonna cut each other off. I'll say this. I think the thing with Virgil Ortiz, he proved himself to be correct. Boots never wanted to fight. It's just that simple. He never wanted to fight. He never wanted to see him. And it is what it is. Man, shout out to my man D1 out there still shoveling snow. But go ahead, D Free. I know you've been quiet. Go ahead, my man.
Mute
That
free.
was that was that was way before that man has ever had any problem with his weight. They said he needed 48 months to fight him. You sitting there talking about, oh, he had this, he had that, he couldn't make the weight. He after he had made that statement, he made a daggone comment about I mean he went and fought other people after that. So I don't want to hear that.
Right. Me neither. Shout out to the homie GP and D1. You right about that. It seemed like that Virgil. You remember when they asked about Jerron, and it's a long time D1 a little while ago, and I think it was Virgil's dad or somebody out of his camp was like, "Oh, that's way ahead of time, 20 years from now," and he was making it. I was like, damn, I think that's one of them ducks right there. But I know people couldn't wait to, what it is. This is what it is, and this is what it is. It's just a bunch of Terrence Crawford haters that is really, really burying Boots. That's what I feel like it is.
Yeah.
It felt like you got a bunch of Crawford because Crawford, his like cult fans are the weird, not the regular fans like me, you, Free. We the regular Crawford fans. I'm talking about the next level Crawford fans. You know what I'm saying? Them cats. You know what I mean? It's most of them that's really dragging it because we dragging them through the mud because we really don't know all the details and all the truth to it. It's just like Eddie Hearn just get up there and just say anything. You know what I mean? That's why we didn't want Boots with Eddie any from the beginning because of stuff like this. This is why
Yeah.
we didn't want him there. You feel me? Go ahead, Free.
No, but what he said was, he said that they got the offer like 3 days ago. This was around Thanksgiving when they had got the offer. It was
Right.
like a couple of days ago they got an offer and it had 147 on there. They went ahead and agreed to the offer. Then when they was giving it a contract, the offer, the contract back, they said, "Are you sure you want this at 147?" They said they came back to him and said, "Oh no, we made a mistake. It got to be at 54." And you got to drop your belt. They said Jerron wasn't willing to drop his belt right now, and he said, "Give it a couple of days, and we might come to a solution." He said, "But if he got to make a decision right now, I don't think he's going to do it." He said, "Jerron Ennis want to stay at 47."
Mhm.
Hey, D3, is
I've
it
been said
true?
that.
Well, I'll say
Is
this.
it,
Let me say this real quick.
can I ask
Uh,
D3 one question, BVO? I just
Hold
want to
on one
ask D
second.
Free.
Hold on one second. One second. I want to say this real quick. I just got off text with my man brother Schofield. He's going to reschedule and come tomorrow. I don't know, something happened. He came up, but he'll be here tomorrow. He just texted me. But I'll say this. I think the thing that we missing is this. And shout out to D1 because I always love when people hate. At the end of the day, bro, say what you want. The results don't lie. BBO Boxing comes in, doesn't know anybody. You see what's going on. You see the people that we have on the show. So cut the game. This is BBO Boxing, Doghouse Community Dog. So if my takes are outlandish, hey, go to another station. This is BBO Boxing, baby boy. We do what the freak we want around here, baby boy. I don't got to yell. I don't got to scream. At the end of the day, like I said, I think Virgil Ortiz was going to wash Boots. I've been saying this. Free. Have I not said that, Free?
You say a lot of crazy
Yeah,
things.
you. I mean, you've been drunk for a long time. Yeah, you've been drunk for a long time.
No, Free.
Hey,
I'm
now let
talking
me
about for
ask
real.
D
Hold on,
Free this
Free.
question
I'm
real
talking
quick
about for
about
real,
this.
Free. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Free.
you've been.
When you
Yeah,
ask
you've
me to
been.
be for real, I want you to be for real. Have I
I am
said
being
that?
for real. You've been drunk for a long time.
You wild dude.
That's crazy.
But
If
okay,
Now,
you
D
think that,
Free.
if you thought that he was going to watch him, you drunk.
Dude, I
now
said he's
that's
gonna beat
crazy.
him. He's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him. But I'll say this, man.
Just say that.
I think the funny thing about it is when the real story happens, when we get the real time for him to fight, and you see a guy not take the fight, if that was anybody else that you didn't like, it would be something else. But go ahead, Prize. I know you got something. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask D Free because he's pretty good with this kind of stuff. Is it true that because I'm trying to take information, all the information before I start like going in on people. Is it true that the IBF said that Jerron Ennis could have went to 54 and took the fight because he fulfilled his mandatory with Karen,
No,
right?
the IBF never said anything about anything.
That's
The
what I
the
said. That's what
people
I
the
was getting
people
into
are saying
argument
that.
with.
The
That I'm
people
right.
the people are saying that. The IBF didn't say anything.
Because they the strictest. They the most strict ones out of all of them, to
Yeah,
me.
they didn't say anything. The people are saying he already fulfilled his mandatory obligation, so he could have went to 54 and come back down. I don't know if he could or couldn't because the IBF hasn't said anything. The IBF might say, "Well, since you're going up there and you fighting him, we're gonna take your belt." We
Right.
don't know. The IBF do what the IBF do.
Hmm.
I'll say this. Shout out to my
And
man
that was my
Boston Scott.
argument with them people.
Hold on one second. Shout out to my man Boston Scholar. I'll say this, man. No matter how we put it, we can put all the words we on it. Guess what? Jerron didn't take the fight. It's just that simple. Didn't take the fight. That's simple. Ain't no use. I'm not going to disparage you. I'm not going to talk down on him. I think that was a real goofball move. And I'm gonna tell you something for anybody who's listening. I don't give a freak who comes or don't comes. Because at the end of the day, guess what, baby? I don't get paid to talk to you or I don't get paid to talk about you. Either way, I'm gonna get paid. So I just want people to know that. I'm not here to kiss no fighters' butts. I'm not here to do none of that. I'm here to get my people the real information. If I'm looking at in my humble opinion, I thought what Boots did was bogus. Can I get mad at him? No, he got to do what's best for his career. But
So let
at
me
the end of the day, the fight's not happening. But after that being said, let me ask you guys this: what do you guys think about a reported $190 million purse being on the line for Usyk versus Tyson and Gypsy King Fury? What do you guys think about that? The reported purse of $190 million.
who did?
That's what Turkey Ellis Sheik and the WBC reported as the purse for the rematch between from the WBC champion and basically the unified champion Alexander Usyk. They stand the
for
purse for that
for the
fight is
for,
$190 million.
for the rematch for that fight.
Yeah,
That's what they were
that's the
saying.
rematch.
It
They're
looks
saying
like
it's going to be the biggest purse split
It's the
ever. That's what
biggest
they
purse
said.
in history.
it looks like he's gonna lose some more money. That's what it looks like.
Uh,
I'm just being honest because
yeah.
you're not going to pull in enough fans to recoup $191 million. You're not. Nobody cares about that fight anymore. They cared about it when it was undisputed. Now that we saw that Usyk beat him, they don't care about it anymore. Neither one of these guys are huge fan favorites. They got fans, but they're not
Mhm,
huge fan favorites that people gonna go out their way to see that fight. I mean,
mhm.
I very rarely hear people even talk about the rematch. They very rarely even talk about the first fight.
before it happened. So I don't. He's going to lose money. He lost money on the first fight. He's going to lose money on this one too.
But the first fight was pretty good though, at least.
Yeah, I mean it was
I
pretty
don't
good,
know.
but he
I don't know
lost
where
money
that.
on it.
I don't know where that purse came from, but that is what's been reported. It's all over.
I can't
Um,
see that. Like,
but I'll
where
tell
they
you
gonna
this.
fight at?
I think they're going to fight in Saudi Arabia. I don't know, but I'll tell you guys this: no matter how it goes, I just want to say shout out to Alexander Usyk on being probably the best heavyweight of his era. He beat Anthony Joshua. He beat Derek Chisora. Um, he beat Daniel Dubois controversially. Some people say, but I think at this point you really got to start giving Usyk, if he goes in there and beats Tyson Fury again, I got to give him his credit as probably the best heavyweight of his era, because the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony, what's it, Joseph Parker, all those guys, that era is coming to an end. We got some new guys coming up, but I just think, really, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think Bacoli beats them all, but I think Usyk, if he can beat Tyson Fury and then go in there and beat Bacoli, I think there's no doubt he's the best heavyweight of his era, because he's really making the fights. And Usyk is a really great boxer. I mean, great jab, great movement, very solid defensively. And he really just goes in there and boxes. He doesn't have to wow you with his power, doesn't have to wow you with anything. All he does is go in there and really just lay brothers out. So I want to give him his credit for that. But I'm gonna ask you guys this: with Martin Bacoli probably being the only real challenge to Usyk, if Usyk beats Tyson Fury and then Bacoli, would you say he's the best of his era?
Huh?
I said if Usyk can beat Tyson Fury and beat Bacoli, would you say he's the best of his era? I mean Usyk.
Why would you put Bacoli in there? Bacoli is not challenging him to fight Usyk next.
Yeah.
No, Bacoli is actually getting ready to try to fight for the IBF title. What I'm saying is, if he gets to the IBF title, beats Daniel Dubois, becomes the IBF champion, him and Usyk meet, and Usyk beats him, you wouldn't say he was the best of his era?
Well, I mean, you gotta get past these other two fighters first. He gotta get past Fa Ajaba and get past Daniel Dubois before we can say Bacoli in that sentence. But I think just off of him beating Tyson Fury, he would be the best of his era. Just off
Yeah,
of beating Tyson Fury, because Bacoli got two hurdles he got to jump before he can even get that shot.
yeah.
Yeah,
I, I
Bacoli
I
got
think
some
that I think the cool
work
thing
to do.
about it is when you seen that AJ's team turned down the fight. I think AJ is going to be at that fight, and I believe whoever wins is going to fight AJ at Wembley in the beginning of spring coming up.
What fight did Joshua turn down?
He turned there was a fight
The
between
Triple D
Joshua and Daniel
rematch?
Dubois. Yeah, there was a rematch. You know, people don't know. My man Prize don't always watch boxing, so he probably didn't know about that they fought.
I watch boxing, I just don't care for them. I don't care for
but
them UK guys all like you do.
but let me ask you guys this. So that being said, what do you guys think about Keyshawn Davis going into a title fight and then possibly going to 140? That's what I've been hearing. He possibly going to 140. What do you guys think he's going to do once he gets that title shot?
Well, I tell you what, if he gets that title shot and he wins and he goes to 140, then everything he said about Tank Davis was clout chasing.
Mm.
Because what's the point of getting the title if you're going straight to 140? You should be wanting to fight Tank Davis next. You got a title. You should be trying to get that fight next.
I
Hmm.
don't I don't
We
know.
both said that would work. He would have a little bit of he have a little bit of leverage saying, "Hey, I got one of the belts. You said you wanted to be undisputed. Well, fight me. I'm IBF or WBO. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So
Well, my
let's see.
question would be this: what do you do when you Keyshawn and you got the trainer coming out saying you got to fight? What's the dude's name? Andy Cruz, who almost got stopped his last fight. Like, if I'm Keyshawn Davis, I wouldn't fight Andy Cruz. There's no need. He beat the hell out of Andy Cruz 2 out of them 4 fights.
I didn't say nothing about Andy Cruz. I said Tank.
No,
Yeah.
you missed what I'm saying. What I'm saying is his coach came out and said, you got Andy Cruz work to finish before you can fight Tank. So every time someone wants to fight Tank, they always put somebody else in front of him. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's
So
that's his own team. That's his own team.
that's
You
Tank's
can't,
team that's doing that.
huh?
That's Tank's team that's doing. That's what I'm saying.
What I already told you. You said Tank's team.
Yeah, you gotta
Tank
I
listen.
team.
thought you
Yeah,
were talking about
tank
Keyshawn's
team.
team.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Tank's team.
I already told you. Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis don't make Tank Davis fights. I already
Right.
told you. They don't
Yeah.
make his fights. We see that time and time again. They say they want this, they want that, and it
He
doesn't
go a
happen the way
whole
they
nother
want it.
way. Right.
They don't
Yeah.
make his
So
fights.
no, and I get what you're saying on that. I'm just all I can do is take it for face value. I don't know if they are matchmakers. I don't think so. Salute to my man B3 in the house, man. Salute. I just think the only
B3.
thing is I think the only thing is with Keyshawn, if he does win, we all know you got to sign a 2-fight deal with Bob to win a title. He just signed a 2-fight deal to re-up with Bob. People don't know that if you're going to
I
get
don't
He
a
think
don't. He
title
don't.
shot
Keyshawn
with
has
Bob.
a problem doing that, BBO, to
No.
be honest,
Yeah.
because it's Bob Arum seen how successful that Keyshawn can be in Virginia. Bob Arum will bring the show back. I mean, we all know that if you can sell in your hometown, Bob will bring the show to your hometown.
Well,
No,
he
go
don't
ahead.
sign he don't sign a two fight. He don't sign a 2-fight deal. It's automatically in the contract. Once you win a title, you add
No,
on
no,
two
no.
more fights.
I'm going off what the manager
I,
told me.
I'm
The
telling
manager
you.
told me. I'm
I'm
telling you
telling
what
you
the
what it
manager
is.
told me. I'm not saying what you told me. I'm telling what the manager. The manager said
Listen,
when you get
listen,
to these fights,
listen,
you have to
listen,
sign 2-fight deals.
listen,
Go ahead.
listen.
I heard that too,
When
BBO.
what I'm telling you is once you win the title, there's two fights added on to the end of your contract. You don't have to re-sign anything. There's two fights added on, is what I'm telling you. You don't have to
That's
re-sign
what you're
anything.
telling me, but
It's
I'm just
added.
going. I'm going off what a manager told me who's working with a fighter right now with Top Rank, and he said that in order to get it.
That's fine and that's fine and dandy because Shakur didn't sign another deal when he won the title. They added two more fights to his contract. He didn't sign another deal.
What that's because they had the option. What I'm saying is everybody doesn't have what Shakur had. See, the difference between Shakur and the difference between a lot of guys is that Jay Prince already had pretty much his own thing with Top Rank. So they were going to automatically, they could add fights because they gave them the option to do that. What I'm saying is some of these fighters don't have options on their contract.
Well,
So
it
if you
doesn't
don't
even
have an
matter. We don't
option,
even know when Keyshawn contract is even up, so it doesn't even matter. You
yeah.
can't tell
So
me when Keyshawn contract is up.
I
And
don't know.
it don't
Like I said,
matter anyway. The
no,
kid
it
is
don't. I'm just,
successful. He's successful in Virginia. And shout out to the brother Ant McQueen. He said Bob owns him. I think he's talking about Keyshawn. Yeah. So,
yeah, yeah.
but at least he'll let him make some money though. He'll make Bob, at least Bob throw him out there in Virginia. Keyshawn was pretty successful. That whole thing was a success to me. You know,
Yeah.
watching him and his family perform in the inside the ring and outside the ring, and it was just
Yeah.
a whole family. And I'm big on family, so seeing that
Mhm.
just took me like, man, you know what? It just put a little bit of respect on Keyshawn because I ain't really. I always thought Keyshawn was a clout chaser. You know, I always thought that, but you know, he showed up and his family showed out, and I was proud of him. So now, you know, I respect him for that. I always respected him, but I respect him even more just watching how he led the way of the man of his family. You know, regardless if he the older brother or not, don't matter. Keyshawn is the leader. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
he came out and he led, man. And you
Yeah.
know, shout out to the Davis.
Well,
And,
he
and,
will
and
be a
stop.
clout chaser if he win that title and he go to 140 and not try to get Tank Davis. He will be a clout chaser in that.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna
mean,
be tough because I feel like Keyshawn's a big 135 pounder, but
yeah, he's huge, man. Pause. He's huge, bro. D free know that. You ain't got to tell Free. He know that.
No,
Keisha big.
I don't want to hit. I don't want to hit none of that about no weight. The man never said it was hard for him to make the weight. I don't want to hit none of that.
yeah, he never
I
said
don't want to
nothing
hear none of
about
that.
that.
Don't make no excuses for none of these fighters. That man said he wants Tank Davis.
Yeah, he
So
did.
you get the title, you have an opportunity to fight Tank Davis because me
I hope so.
personally, that's the only reason why I see that Tank Davis doesn't fight you. You only got 11, 12 fights. You don't have any title. I don't see a reason why for Tank Davis to fight you. Now you have a title. If you win this fight, you have a title. That's all of the reason Tank needs to fight you.
That's the
Tank said he
leverage we
wants to be
need.
undisputed. That's all the reason he needs to fight you.
And if he don't fight you, then we'll get on Tank's heels. That's how I go,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Boxing is what have you done for me lately? It's not what you done for me. Like that, like basketball players get rewarded for what, like Paul George got rewarded for what he did years ago. And then the Eagle, not the Eagles. I'm sorry, the Sixers wouldn't pay him the money. But Tank Davis, Keyshawn, I feel like Keyshawn can fight him now. You know, if Roach can, so can Keyshawn. But Keyshawn, I feel like needs to go ahead and beat what's his name? Baranchek, right? Baranchek. Get that WBO from him and then really talk your ish and really, really chase the Tank Davis fight. And if he don't fight you and Tank goes another way and fights another Joe Schmo, then we're gonna crucify him. That's it. I know I will. I know I'll
Yeah.
get at him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, GP. He a big 35 pounder. You know what I mean? I can see him at welterweight
He
easily.
he been a
Easily.
he been a big 35 pounder. It ain't
Yeah, I
like
know. Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah, for
just
sure.
became a big 35 pounder.
Right.
He's been a big
I don't
35
want to
pounder.
make it sound like that I was making it like he just became big. No, he was always a big 35 pounder to me. But hopefully, I want him to see him get in there, go in there and get a title fight, gain a little bit more experience, one more fight. That's just one more fight. I'm not asking Keyshawn to go 3 years, 2 years. No, 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 no. Get the fight early, try to get it early next year, man. Hopefully he can get it early so when Tank has his fight and when is it? March? What's
March 1st. March
March
1st.
1st? So they can be on track, you know what I'm saying? To meet up, man. You know? As long
Yeah.
as Keyshawn get the belt. But Keyshawn, we been said that, Free. We said that we said that the night on of Keyshawn's show in Virginia. We both said, I know me and you both agreed that he needed that belt to go talk that ish to Tank. And I feel like that would be better off for him. That not only that's a big fight for him, he can win that, gain some more respect, get some more money, and then get a belt. Man, it's just nothing but the sky's up. It's up from there with brother Keyshawn. It's up. All he need to do is get that Baranchik fight. Like, hopefully Bob give him that, man. And it don't have to be in Virginia for me, but hopefully Bob give him that fight. Cause you know how Bob don't be wanting to give people fights sometimes, man. Like how he protected Pacquiao from Crawford, like stuff like
Mhm.
that. But hopefully he'll just throw him on out there. Let Keyshawn is a bigger fighter and a bigger star than Baranchek to me.
Yeah, he's definitely a bigger star than Denny, but I mean, I don't know. We'll find out what Bob is going to do when he announces Keyshawn's next fight. It looks
Mhm.
like that is the next fight for Keyshawn, but who
Mhm.
knows? We'll find out when the fight happens. Um, but um, I was looking at what they were saying about this whole Boots thing, and it looks like that Oscar tried some funny business to make Boots look like a duck. It just seemed that way to me because it wasn't Eddie Hearn that made the offer. It was somebody made the offer to Eddie Hearn. So
Somebody from Virgil's camp.
I don't know if it was from Virgil Camp. I'm not gonna say it was from Virgil Camp, but whoever it was, they were speaking on behalf of Virgil. I'm not gonna say it was somebody from Virgil Camp because he didn't say Oscar. So I believe Oscar is the only one that makes Virgil fight. But it was somebody that was involved in Virgil. It was definitely somebody involved with Virgil because how would you be able to send that offer on behalf of Virgil unless you were dealing with Virgil?
Right.
So it just looked funny because all of a sudden now Virgil wants to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. We haven't heard Virgil say Jerome Boots Ennis not one time.
One time.
Not one time. And
Not
Jerome
one
Boots
time.
Ennis, Jerome is at 47. The whole time y'all was at 47, your thing was you needed 48 months before you be ready for Virgil.
68
You
months. It
before you
was
be
something
ready for Boots.
crazy.
So that you said you needed 4 years to be ready for Jerome Boots Ennis. Now all of a sudden, Jerron didn't look that good. He didn't look to his best ability. He still pulled off the win, but he
But
didn't
who
look.
said that? Bentley?
Who said what?
You said Jerron didn't look good.
No, I'm saying he didn't look to the best of his ability.
Virgil
He
got
didn't.
dropped twice in his last
Yeah,
fight,
Virgil.
didn't he?
Virgil got dropped. Yeah, Virgil
Right.
definitely got
So
dropped.
what are we talking about?
That's
People
what I'm
say
saying.
not
So
you,
it just
Free, not you, but people are saying, well, Karen was doing this and Karen was doing that, and he's ducking Virgil. Wasn't Virgil on his wallet a couple times in his last fight? Why y'all
Yeah.
don't? Who? I don't even know who that guy was. What was his name again? Hey, come on, man. Y'all stop playing around, man. This is
Baccarat,
salute to the homie
Baccarat
GP.
or something like that.
Yeah, like where's this guy that put him on his wallet? Was it one knockdown or two? I believe it was two.
I know it was one for sure. I can't remember if it was
One
two,
for
but I know
sure.
it was one for
One
sure.
for sure. Jerron just was in a fight with a guy that the world and all of the boxing community gave no chance and didn't know who he was. Let's be honest. Maybe a couple of us knew who he was. But for real, let's be honest, we didn't know who Karen was. Come to find out, the nigga Karen can fight.
Well, only you
Yeah.
didn't know who Boacek was.
I
Boacek's
want to
pretty
see
good fighter.
Karen fight the other welterweights. What about
Boacek's
Mario
pretty good,
Barrios?
man.
Didn't he get beat up in his last fight? So
No,
I don't want to
Boacek's
hear
pretty
about
good.
none of that. What?
Boacek's pretty good. The guy that Virgil fought was pretty good.
Karen? No,
He's
who?
pretty good.
Boachuk?
I
No,
bet he
Yeah.
was
Boachuk is
pretty good
cool.
because he sat him down. I bet he was pretty good. He sat
He
him down.
cool. That right. And before the fight, they'll call him a bum D free. And then
They
when
wouldn't
they
call him
and
Exactly.
then
Boacek a
when he
bum,
go in
man.
there and rumble and he's a B level fighter. Miss me with the BS.
That's how
Salute
it
to the
always
homie
go.
GP, man. Miss me
That's how
with
it
that
always go.
BS, man. Y'all be
These guys,
tripping.
these guys are
Hey, you
bums,
got
and
to
they're
turn
gonna
your
get
boxing show. You got to watch boxing, man. You ain't been watching no
these
boxing.
guys. That's
Get
how it
out of
always
here,
goes. These
BS.
guys are bums, and he gonna run through them, and then we see that it's a tough fight, or the guy get dropped by him. Oh well, that guy was he's a good dude. He's a good fighter, man. You didn't say that before the fight. You wasn't talking like that before the fight. These guys was gonna get ran through. BBO favorite thing. Oh, he gonna be where he from? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know where he from. Wherever he from, he was gonna beat his national food up out of him. That's BBO favorite thing. He gonna get his national food beat up out of him. Go ahead, GP.
No, yo, I'm just sitting here. I wanted to listen, but man, I be sitting here talking to myself in the chat, like, hold up, let me get up here. And, I speak when it's time to speak for real, but I'm really coming up. Jerron Boot is ducking. Like, how you ducking? How's that kid ducking? BDO, you there?
Yeah, say
He
it one
he
more time.
listening. He can hear you.
Okay,
Say,
yeah. I just wanted to know how was
well, Ron been
four,
saying he want
4
big
years.
fights, and the
Um,
first time he get a big fight, he want to try to drag the man down who had Rabdo almost died, passed out on the scale. He want him to come to 47. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know who Boots fought for him to be the A side. They both, to me, some B side fighters. I mean, they both ain't fought nobody. So I mean, but Virgil beating Boacek was a better win than anybody that Boots ever beat. Boacek's a pretty solid Russian fighter, man. He can fight. I mean, he might not be a household name, but he's a really good Soviet fighter, I would say.
Boots and Boots and Ortiz, they both been they came out around the same time. They was
Yeah, they
prospect,
came out about the exact same time.
and yeah, and Boots was calling him out then. You don't remember when his dad say, "No, we'll be ready in 4 years." It's been four.
Four
Yeah, I heard
years.
Robert Garcia
Hold
say
on,
that.
but
Robert Garcia said that, but guess what? We can bring up old stuff, but Virgil was ready to fight, man.
all right, but
Virgil was ready to fight.
now hold on. Now's the time. But it's been clear for the last 2 years that Boots is fighting at 47.
Yeah,
Virgil
but
can't make the weight. So how is Boots a duck?
I mean, because he said he had a hard time making 47 his last fight. He said he might go up to 54,
Boots run
but
the
the
50.
moment he get challenged, he said he don't want to fight.
BVO. Boots ain't running 54 to fight Crawford. You think he gonna run the 54 to fight Ortiz? Make
I
it make.
don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know if the Crawford fight was ever on the table. I don't think that ever was on the table. I just think that was some.
Because he wanted to rack up the belts. He wanted to rack up the belts at 47, and it's clear that's where he gonna be at.
Well, guess what, GP? If he want to rack up the belts at 47, why is Mario Barrios about to fight Conor Ben and not you? You see what I'm saying? It's all cap, man. The next fight
Because
Mario
he's not a
Barrios has is
promoter
gonna
and
be
he's not a
against Conor
manager.
Ben.
Um, because the reason why Mario Barrio is getting a fight with Conor Ben is because Jerron Boots Ennis said he doesn't want to fight until April. He just fought roughly like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he
He
didn't had
said he doesn't
about
want to
what
fight until April.
Yeah, he didn't had about
So
3 fights in 7 months. I want to say something like that.
I'm telling you what the man just said. The man said he doesn't want to fight until April. He just fought roughly about 3 weeks ago.
That's what I
So
said. He didn't had about 3 fights in the last 7 months almost. So he been fighting. He's been
so
fighting. So
so if he said he doesn't want to fight until April, then the guys ain't going to just sit around and wait for April to fight. They're gonna get fights in. So that's the
yeah.
reason why Conor Ben is getting a fight with Mario Bryan. Conor Ben hasn't been in a fight in a while. We haven't seen Conor Ben in the ring in a minute. It's
And
been
now,
almost
and don't
it's been
forget this,
almost a
D
year.
Free. Don't forget that Conor, not Conor Ben, but Virgil Ortiz just now announced a Madrimov fight. Like you
He's
think
fight. He's
you
fighting Magic Mouth, I think.
the
Yeah.
guy that rumbled Terrence Crawford, bro. Like the way he looked at his last fight, Madrimov go, man, all right.
Hey, well, he beats Magic Mouth. Then what? I mean,
Then he's what we thought he was.
we all know Boots is a. He seemed like a nice guy, man. But at the end of the day, he's like most of these new age black slick fighters. He all talk, no bite. This is what they are now.
Yeah,
They're a
he's
joke.
still at 147, D1. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do
He's
people
a
do
joke,
that?
man. It's a joke. It's the common thing now. If you talk about a young slick black fighter, they not trying to fight nobody unless they have to, and they don't want to fight nobody until after they lose. It is what it is, man.
That's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
mean, it's just what it is, man.
That's real crazy to say, bro.
We haven't
Right.
seen we haven't seen, and I love Arrow. We haven't seen Arrow in 2 years.
Earl had kind of a bunch of adversities to face, bro.
But
He,
this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these guys lose and we don't see them for years.
I mean, but Earl is an exception. Like he
No,
banged
no,
out, knocked his
I'm
teeth
not. I'm
out,
not.
all kind
Just
of stuff.
listen. When I'm talking about a fighter that you like, it's nothing personal. It's just me giving my opinion on what we see. When these guys get beat up, we don't see them for 2 years. It's that simple. We haven't even seen my favorite fighter, Jamel Charlo. We ain't seen Jamel in 2 years almost now.
Good evening, Queen.
We ain't seen my other one of my other fighter I like as well. We ain't seen Gary Russell in years. When these
That's
guys get
because
beat
And
up,
he's injured
but hold
though.
on,
D1.
hold on.
that's
What I'm
because Gary
saying is,
Russell ain't that because Gary Russell
listen, hold on,
ain't
listen. Let me say it.
fighting.
Hold on, let me finish. What I'm saying is, the thing is, when these guys get beat up, they usually don't come right back. It just is what it is. We haven't been seeing that, and it's not even like I said, it's not a personal thing. I know you guys love these fighters like
But Gary
brothers,
Russell
but
didn't get beat up though.
I'm just saying, Maxeo put a hurting on
Lost,
him. He
got beat
lost,
up
but he
by a
put a
man with
hurting on
one
him.
arm. That's what Max
He
But
didn't,
said.
he didn't get beat
this is
up.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss the subject. What we saying.
No,
Only
because you
thing that
saying you
matters
saying
is
you
this.
saying guys
Hold
got
on.
got
Hold
beat up.
on. Let me finish what I'm saying. What I'm saying is very simple. These guys really have to work on when they lose a fight. They cannot disappear for years. That's all I'm saying. When Roberto Duran lost to Sugar Ray Leonard, he fought him again in 6 months, man. Why in the
Oh no.
world do we see? Why is Errol Spence out the ring this long? Why is Jamel Charlo out the ring this long? When these guys lose, Tim Zoo said, they take a 2 year vacation. We seen Tim Zoo get beat up, and then he came right back, got beat up again, but he came right back. You see what I'm saying? We got to see guys come right back after a loss. I think
Yeah,
they putting too much on these losses, man.
you
If you
saw
lose,
you
it's
saw
okay. Go
you
ahead.
saw what happened to Tim Zoo. He came right back and
He
got
got
knocked out.
smoked.
Well,
He
Aunt
came back
McQueen
too
said.
early and got knocked out.
Aunt McQueen said a few months ago we were saying nobody wants to fight Boots. Something comes across the desk. There's a verbal agreement, then change of mind. We're gonna be universally. What's that word say? I can't read that shit.
Empathetic.
Hey,
Empathetic.
D1, I'm gonna tell you one time, bro. Don't be disrespectful in the chat, bro. I'm gonna tell you one time. Don't be disrespectful in the chat. I'm
What do
gonna
you
say that
do?
one time. Go ahead.
No. It's not that nobody wants to fight Jerome Boots, and it's nobody in his weight class. Then you talking about a whole nother weight class.
I might need
You
glasses.
talking about a whole nother weight class. Like I said, this man literally just fought. He just fought 3 weeks ago. So he just fought 3 weeks ago. You want him to fight 3 months later in a whole nother weight class. A whole nother weight class. That doesn't make sense.
D1 out of control.
No, Aunt. No, Aunt.
I think Salute the Melanie Queen. I think
Salute to the
it's true.
queen.
If it was Virgil Ortiz with the same situation, they would do the same thing. The thing is, what we got to do
No,
as
they
boxing
don't.
fans, stop acting like these guys are like your family members or something. You don't know these dudes. All I'm saying is very simple as this. I like Boots Ennis. I think Boots Ennis is a good talent. I don't like that he didn't take this fight. If you mad at me for not liking that he didn't take this fight, you can go to hell. It's just that simple. I just don't like that he didn't take this fight. This is a fight I thought he should have took because he already satisfied his mandatory. What's him going up for one fight to 54 and coming right back down? If you were saying the whole press conference that you felt weak at 47, that's what he said. Y'all all heard him
Okay.
say he felt weak at the press
A-
conference.
My
answer the
thing
question.
for Ant. My thing for Ant. Uh, yo, the dude never fought at 54. He fought at 47, so he campaigned there at 47. Yo, Virgil, because you can't make the weight, and it might be not to. Virgil should have stayed at 47, but we know he can't. But he not. But Boots is not ducking because yo want to fight at 47. End the story.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how
My
much
my
clearer.
He
my whole thing
mentioned
is
he
my
mentioned
whole
this.
thing is
Yeah, I agree with that though, and he should have never said nothing about 54. Now that I'm with you
what
on that.
what he's I mean, but he said maybe I need to go to 54. He didn't say he was going to 54.
He should
He
have
said
never said nothing.
it
54 should
doesn't
have
matter.
never come out of his mouth.
It doesn't matter what he said. He didn't say, "Oh, this is my last fight at 47. I didn't look good. I'm going to 54." So a man can't say what could have been the reason why he didn't look his best. He couldn't say the reason why he didn't look his best because we all know Boots didn't look his best. So he said, I
But
don't know,
neither did Virgil.
maybe
He got dropped.
no, but what I'm saying is, I'm not even speaking on Virgil. I'm not
I
even
know,
speaking
I
on
know.
Virgil.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
just saying
not you.
everybody jumping out the window because he said, oh, he might. He said something about 54. He said, yeah, maybe it's time for him to go to 54. He didn't say it's time for me to go to 54. He said maybe. So that means there's a question in his head. Hey, if I can't get these fights down here at 47, I gotta go to 54.
That's crazy,
And that's
D1. You
what
think
he's
Karen can?
already said that. He's
I
already
mean,
said, I'm trying to get
yo,
the unification.
You
If I
think Karen
cannot get the
can beat
unification,
Brian?
I'm going to
I'll
47. I mean,
say
I'm going
I'll
to
say this.
54.
I get
BVO,
what you're saying,
BVO.
Free, but this is how inconsistent you being. At the end of the day, you said whatever a man say, you want to go take him by his word. His word was, I think I might need to go to 54. I don't feel my strongest. If he would have never brought that up, the
He
Virgil
never
fight
fought.
would even be in play. So
So,
all I'm
so
gonna
did
say
you?
is this. I know.
BVO.
Hold on. I think the thing that people gotta understand is very simple. Boots Ennis kind of got himself into this trap by saying he want to go to 54. And like I said, I know these guys, I know everybody loves these fighters like they blood brother or they blood cousins. Guess what, man? Boots Ennis is a grown man who you want to see fight. He's a prize fighter. I'm a fan of prize fighting. It's the flesh pulling business. I want to see him fight the best. If he don't want to fight the best, he can't have my money. I mean, he can have
he
y'all's
didn't.
money fighting these bums, but he can't keep having my money. Dude, the dude is 20, 28 years old. I mean, this is how you get these guys that's almost 30 years old that ain't got no type of accomplishments or done nothing. So I
Be,
mean, that's why guys like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, I won't mention his name, Lopez. It's a bunch of guys that get celebrated because they actually tried to see what they can do. Even Tank Davis. We just seen Tank Davis go up in there with Barrios, man. I mean, he had a
well,
he had a weight clause and all that on there, but he went up there against Barrios, and to me, that was his best fight against Barrios because
Okay.
Barrios was way bigger, Barrios was way stronger, and somehow Tank knocked him out. So all I can say is this: you got to see guys try to see if they are who they said they are. At the end of the day, Boots to me is a cab driver until he fights somebody, and I think that Ortiz will beat the Philly cheesesteak out of him.
can
That's
I
just
can I ask
me.
you a question, BVO?
Hey, D1, hold 1 second. Hey, I replaced myself. Can Ant get up here?
Oh, you gotta put the link in. Put the link in the chat.
For Ant, I'm a drop off. I just want to hear y'all chop it up.
Okay,
Now, I got a question for
Yeah,
BVO. What fight of Jerron Boots did you go to?
hold on 1 second.
Okay. But I'm shocked. I don't know D1. I feel you though. I feel like that Karen could give Barrio some bunch of problems. I think he can give what's the other champion? Stanionis. I think he can
Yeah.
give him some problems. I don't think he can beat Brian Norman.
I mean, I mean, not to mention, I'm glad you said Stanionis. I'm glad you said Stanionis. Because BVO just sat here and talked about all these black fighters. They lose one time, and you don't see them in the ring for 2-3 years or whatever. When the last time we seen Stanionis in the ring? He hasn't lost. He hasn't lost. When the
Excuse
last
me, I
time we
don't know
seen him in the
Stanley
ring?
Honest. We haven't. I barely seen Stanley Honest fight. To be honest with you, I barely seen him fight. I don't even know how he became a WBA regular champion. I'm just being
When?
totally honest. He's been aloof. I haven't seen him at all. I remember him trying to fight Virgil. He kept waiting and waiting and waiting for Virgil. I don't know what's going on with Stanley Honest. I'll just be honest. I
Exactly.
don't know what's going on.
Why he not fighting nobody?
They don't know what to do with that bull free.
Why he not fighting nobody? He ain't lose anything. He was waiting on Virgil. Virgil couldn't make the weight. He just sat on the sideline and he's still waiting. He's still waiting. He still ain't fighting nobody.
Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with some of the brothers in the chat. That Karen dude is gonna be tough for anybody at 47. I'm not saying he can beat these guys, but he gonna make it ugly, tough. He just one of them kind of dudes, man. You know, he changed up his game plan. He ran the first fight. He didn't win hardly no rounds.
Man, I told you what it was the first fight. That man
He,
said, "I am not getting knocked out for 75,000."
now they stepped his purse up. He took the fight to Boots, you know,
Right.
and
He got
and
paid
Boots
75,000 in that first fight.
Boots was just frustrated, you know. He got up on the mic and he probably was just, you know, we don't know what it's like to be in a major prize fight like that, and he probably was just going like all kind of stuff was probably going through his head, so he probably was just blurting things out. Maybe I need to go to 54. I don't know. You know, I know he shouldn't have said it. I agree with you, but I wish
I
he
mean,
didn't said it. But it is what it is, though. He still that doesn't take the fact away that he's the IBF welterweight champion,
but
bro.
we can't. I mean, if y'all gonna take those words and run with it, then you got to take the words that he said also. The other words that he said, which is, I want to unify these belts. If I can't unify these belts, then I'm going to 54. Y'all want to take the fact that he just said he want to go to 54, but y'all ain't take the other words that he said. I want to unify these belts, which was his main goal since he's been in the sport of
From the
boxing.
rip,
He wants to be undisputed at 47.
yeah. I mean, hopefully he
So,
can do it, man. Because I mean, I don't know. You know,
and like I said, I said it the other day when we were speaking on it. If he does not get the unification with these other fighters, he needs to go to
he
47.
should roll.
I mean,
Yeah.
54. There's no
54.
reason for him staying at 47. I don't want to see him fight another run of the mill fighter.
Me neither. None of us
He
do.
didn't he didn't fought enough of those. All he needs to fight at 47 is the champion. And if in between unifying the belts, if they throw a mandatory in there, then he needs to fight him. But other than that, no, you need to fight the champions. If you can't get the champions, go to
Keep it
54.
pushing. D1, you can't don't do that, D1. Because that's what happened to these father-son combination fighters right now. People who don't rock with the dad, so they take everything out on the kid. Or not the kid, but the fighter. You know what I mean? I feel you though, but I don't think Brian Norman. I mean, I don't think Karen can beat Brian Norman Jr., bro.
Ain't no,
I'm not,
hey, bro, ain't no
not-
way he beat no Brian Norman, man.
I
Shout out
mean,
to
not
we don't
Brian
doing that.
know.
Norman.
We don't know.
He a
We
friend of the
don't know.
show.
I'm not doing that.
Hey,
I don't care if he a friend of the show or not. That don't got nothing to do with
forget.
it.
No, that matters, dog.
No, I
Fuck
don't.
that crap you talking about. It does
I
matter.
think that Brian
No,
Norman Jr.
hold on. Let
would
me get
beat
it right.
Karen up. I think he'll
Shout
beat
out,
Karen
hold on.
up.
Let me get it right. Let me get it shot. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Shout out to Brian Norman Sr., who always come to support BBO boxing. So if you against him, you can go ahead and go to hell. I'm rocking with him. I'll rock with who rock with
Yeah,
me.
we
Shout out to
rocking
Brian
with
Norman
him.
Sr. Shout out
Salute
to
to
Brian
senior
Norman
and
Sr.
junior.
Make sure we saying that, brother. The brother who come rock with us. I ain't talking about no niggas who don't come to the show. I'm talking about those who come rock with us. Shout out to Brian Norman Sr. But
Yeah,
go
for
ahead, Aaron. I know
sure.
you got something on this. Go ahead.
And shout out to Brian Norman Jr. Because, like I said, when he won the belt BVO, we was the only channel really. We talked about it the night that it happened, and then we went to the very next day, and we came back and spun the block again and gave Brian Norman Jr. a whole segment. So yeah, but that don't mean if I don't think that he can beat somebody and his dad cool like that, you can tell Brian Norman Sr., yo, I don't know if young boy can do this. You know what I mean? He'll be okay with that. He wants that kind of smoke. He don't want you to
No,
come on here bootlicking. He wants you to keep it a bean with him. That's why he rock
no.
with us, and that's why we rock with him. But I'm just not. I don't think he. I think he beats Karen up.
I mean,
That's to
that's
me.
your opinion. I'm just saying we don't know if he can beat him or not. We have to see when they get in the ring.
Fair
We don't
enough.
know.
Fair enough.
We
And
believe
that,
what
now
we
you know
believe.
what? That's fair. That's fair, free. But let me ask you this, Ed, since we got my man Ant on the show.
Salute to my guy, Ant McQueen. Yeah.
What's going on, and how you feeling,
Going
man?
on, Price? My guy D Free, my brother from Cleveland, BVO. What's going on, gents?
Nothing, man. We heard you cooking about the whole Virgil and Boots thing. I wanted your thoughts on it.
Yeah, man. My biggest thing is this: as fans, we gotta be consistent, yo. We gotta be consistent. When one guy he's saying he not in the mood, he don't feel like it, it's a problem. When the guy that we like is doing it, then it's no, he ain't this, he ain't that. So we're gonna be empathetic and understanding. We gotta be empathetic and understanding across the board.
What?
That's
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing in all this. All that other stuff we
Big
don't
word.
have any type of control over. Who's sending
that's a
offer, who's sending this, who's sending that, what the IBF rules are. We don't have no control over any of that stuff. But we do have control over our perspective and how we scrutinize these guys and how we criticize these guys. So if we're gonna say one guy is this in a similar situation, then the other guy gotta be that. Or we gotta just be understanding across the board and be like, yo, these guys are human beings and they're dealing with emotions and feelings and they have their own goals and aspirations that they want to achieve. Like, I'm not mad at Boots for staying at 147, but if the first thing out of your mouth is, oh, I think it might be time to go up to 154, the pop is going to be different at 154, and then his dad is saying, well, he needs somebody who's going to challenge him. He need one of those bigger names because right now he's fighting down to the level of the competition and he can't get up for the fight because this guy is whatever the hell he's supposed to be. And then something comes across the desk, and as far as we're concerned, there was some sort of agreement there, even if it was verbal. Then there's like, hey, I changed my mind. That shit just looks crazy.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, they now when you said it was a verbal agreement, who knows what the conversation went like? It could have been, well, when you come to 54, me and you got to get it on. They could have said, yeah, that's a bet. That could have been the verbal agreement. When you come to 54, we got to get it on. And people say, oh, they verbal agree to fight. That's a verbal agreement. And even out of Eddie Hearn's own mouth, he said Jerome Boots Ennis is stuck on unifying the belts at 47. If he can't get the unification, maybe we can get him to go to 54. That's what Eddie Hearn said. He
I
said
think that's
Jerome is
what
stuck
Eddie
on.
really wants him
Here's
to
my
do.
discrepancy with that, D Free, because I hear what you're saying, and what you're saying is reasonable and it sounds feasible and everything like that, right? But we be picking and choosing when we want to believe Eddie Hearn or when we want to believe Bob Arum, when it's attached to a certain fighter. I'm not talking about you. You may be somebody who can call it right down the middle and be objective, but there are plenty of fighters, there are plenty of fans out here where if Eddie Hearn is saying something that's not in alignment with their bias or their agenda, Eddie Hearn is a liar. Bob Arum is a liar. This one is a liar. That one is a liar. So we can't be like, well, Eddie Hearn said this, but then when Eddie Hearn says some other shit we don't agree with, then part of my language, BBO. But when Eddie Hearn says some other stuff we don't agree with, then all of a sudden it's like, how we gonna carry?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. The only reason why I believe Eddie Hearn in this situation is because I heard what Jerron said and I heard what his father said. They said they want to unify the belts. If they can't unify, they want to go to 54. Then that's exactly what Eddie Hearn came out and said. Jerron is stuck on unifying the belts. If we can't get him to get these other title fights in line, maybe I can get him to go to 54. So that's the only reason why I say, hey, Eddie Hearn said this is exactly what Jerron and his father has been saying the last couple of months. They want to unify the belts. If they can't unify the belts, then they're going to go to 54. That's the only reason why I can go off of what Eddie Hearn said, because it's the same thing that they said. Now, if it's something different than what they said, I'm like, oh, hold up. They said this, you saying that. Which one is y'all telling the truth?
I hear you, D-Free, but here's the other side of that. It seems as though they're having some difficulty reconciling that.
Mm-hmm.
What you
We
mean?
just
As
had
far
the
as what?
situation with Karen. They didn't even put anything in on the purse bid. They just let Karen's people win it.
Yeah, that was
Then
Yeah,
crazy.
prior
because
to that, they had
didn't,
the situation with Brian Norman. It's like, yo, if this is the thing, then it's like, all right, let's get him this belt, and we're gonna put that little bit of extra up, that little that Frank
That's
Martin.
Eddie though doing bad business though, Ed.
but see
I'm pretty sure if
that's
it
the
was
thing.
up to Jerron, that fight would have happened
That
next.
I don't look at it as
I'm
a
not talking about
discrepancy.
Jerron. I'm talking about Eddie specifically, Prize. That's what I'm saying.
I can
I
If we
don't.
keeping it on Eddie, we keeping it on Eddie, and Eddie is saying this is what my guy wants. I'm gonna try to make it happen for him. Then you got to pull out all the stops, and it's like maybe we'll
I'm
make some
pissed that
more
he
money
did.
after this fight.
I don't believe it was a discrepancy as far as the current, because I don't think neither one of them wanted the current fight. I think Boots took that fight because it was his mandatory. He had no choice. I don't think neither one of them wanted that fight. So that's why he didn't bid on it, because they didn't want the fight. They wanted to go for a
Yeah,
unification.
but what I'm saying is prior to that, they had the opportunity to make the fight with Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. says, okay, this is my asking price. Now, whether anybody feels as though, well, this was 10 times more than your last payday, and you should have did this and you should have did that. If Eddie knows that his guy's goal specifically is to become undisputed and it's going to be a challenge because the belts are dispersed, then you would assume that this guy will pull out all stops to satisfy that. But that's not the case.
The 10 times came after the purse bid. The first offer was before the purse bid. They had until, I think it was August 30th to try to negotiate another fight prior to the purse bid. The purse bid came out August 30th. So they didn't get the unification fight with Brian Norman, because I think they offered Brian Norman somewhere like $700,000 or something, and Brian Norman said no. And so the purse bid came out. Then that's when they went back and they try to give him those other 3 offers to try to get that fight. But by then it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
Well, regardless,
I'm mad that that
my
fight
thing
didn't
is,
happen.
if you place another offer, right, and you know that your guy's whole thing is he wants to become unified, and what is their fight? What is their deal? 3-fight deal or something like that? Then you might have to go the extra mile.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
They
like
clearly
I said,
didn't do that. That's how he ends up fighting Karen again.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, I know Eddie don't go the extra mile. He never goes the extra mile. I think the only person he ever went the extra mile for is maybe AJ. Maybe AJ. He don't never go the extra mile. That was one of the reasons why nobody wanted Jerron to sign with Eddie Hearn from the beginning, because we know that Eddie Hearn doesn't do as well with black fighters. He doesn't do well with black fighters.
Except for
So,
AJ, and AJ got his own fan base.
And AJ is from the same country he's from. So that's the only reason why AJ.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a black fighter thing. I think it's
more.
He didn't do horrible with Devin Haney.
Let me say this real quick. I will only disagree because what he's been doing with Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford lost to Nick Ball, put him in another championship fight right away. He's been doing right by Raymond Ford. I think Raymond Ford's black, so I don't want to say that about Eddie.
What championship fight Raymond Ford got?
He fought for the WBA championship at, was it 130? After he lost at 126?
He just lost. Fight. He didn't fight Hector Garcia for the WBA.
Hector Garcia.
Lamont Roach got the WBA at 130.
Yeah, Hector Garcia had it, and then Lamont Roach beat him for it. He never fought Hector Garcia or Lamont Roach.
I thought, who was it? I thought he fought.
He didn't fight no other championship fight. He ain't fight another championship fight. He lost the Nick Ball, and that was it.
Won no championship fight. At least
no, it wasn't.
That was eliminator. That was eliminator. My bad.
Either way, I mean, he's putting the guy in position. I think it's more of a regional thing, but the main thing that I'm getting at is this. If he knows that his guy's sole objective right now is to become undisputed or unified at 147, and I feel like he would have found a way to make that happen. And then when his guy is saying, oh, I think it might be time to go up to 154. The pop is going to be different at 154. Then his dad is saying, well, he needs to be challenged. He need a big name to get up for. Then you get this guy. And then
Yeah,
this,
well, some fighters do that though. Some fighters in sports that happens. Some teams play down to their competition, and it happens in boxing too. But I'm not saying that's what happened, but I could understand where Boost is like motivated, but not motivated if he was fighting Terrence Crawford, Virgil Ortiz. You know what I mean? Then
Yeah, I
I
mean,
would
but
see.
from the reports, it was they tried to get some of the other champions in the ring, and they said the money wasn't enough.
Well, I felt like Eddie Hearn dropped the ball with Brian Norman Sr. I mean Brian Norman Jr. And his team. I feel
Well,
like that Eddie could have gave them the extra couple of dollars. People was like, "Well, what has he done?" And people kill me with that. What has he done stuff? Because these new fans are just like these new niggas. They
I, I
weird.
I
So you
believe
can't.
he dropped the ball with the first offer because I mean I don't know because you don't know if these guys are going to take the offer or not. It was an offer to be made, and he gave him roughly double what he made his last
Yeah,
fight.
we said that. We said that it would have been the
So
most that he's
he,
ever made.
he I think that it might have been even more than that because I think they said somewhere around 190 million in his last fight, and they offered him 700,000, and he said no. But like I said, they had a purse bid, so the purse bid happened. Those other offers was pretty much just offers being put out there because he couldn't make the fight. The purse bid had already happened. The
Yeah,
fight was already done. They knew they was going to fight Curran. That all that other stuff that Eddie Hearn was doing, it was just for show
yeah.
because the fight wasn't going to be made.
I mean, well, Brian Norman Sr. Um, he came on
And
this
even Brian
channel.
Norman Sr. said it. He said
Yeah,
that the fight wasn't going to happen.
yeah, he did. He said that, and he said that he, and I believe him, because I'm big on energy, and I can feel his energy when he's saying he's gonna try everything that he can. Once his son take care of business, he's not looking over any fighters, but once his son take care, if and when his son takes care of business, then he's gonna go all out to try to get that Duran in his fight next, and I believe him. We got to just see what Eddie's going. They got to give up money. They give up money for all this other crazy stuff. Why can't they just give like an extra million? It's not like the Eddie don't. They don't have it. Eddie's so worried about the return. He wants to give out the less as possible, and I understand that. But like you just said, Free. Sometimes you gotta let them fighters go be fighters and fight, and then hope your guy wins so you can just demand the most in the next one. You know what I
But
mean?
I mean,
yep.
it also depends on how much is the network putting up for the fight.
I get it,
Because
but
if you got Jerron, you got Jerron to a contract and he's supposed to get a certain amount according to his contract. I'm not sure because I didn't see his contract. I'm just going by what the rumors is that Jerron is signed to a certain amount per fight. If that is true, and they've given out a certain amount, he might only have enough to offer such and such. He might only have enough to offer that
But they
because
can
of
find
the
all
amount
of
they
this
putting out.
money for all these other people. I mean, Joseph Parker made a ton of money
That
when he
wasn't that
fought.
wasn't that wasn't that wasn't Eddie Hearn doing.
I
That
know,
was
I
all
know,
turkey.
I
That
know,
was
I
all
know.
turkey.
Well, aren't there isn't Eddie Hearn tied to that man? That man needed to figure that out. He needed to say, you know what? What did you want? Give to Brian Norman 2.5 and $3 million. Let Boost make 5 million and just go ahead, man.
I
And then
mean,
try to
but you got to understand, Turkey has certain fights that he want to see.
I know
Turkey's only paying for the fights that he want to see.
that he wants to
If he
see.
don't want to see that fight, he ain't putting no money into it.
Right.
It doesn't do anything for him.
Well, maybe Eddie can go get in his ear like, yo, Turkey, man, I need this fight. And we need Boots Ennis in the fight with Brian Norman Jr. Maybe he should go put
It'll
that.
be
I mean,
good
I
for the
don't.
sport. For the sport.
Yeah. If we're gonna fight, it's gonna fight tonight. You know what I
I
It's gonna be
mean,
mean?
good for the sport.
yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know what type of relationship he got with Turkey. I don't know,
It
but
has
like
to
I
be a
said,
good one.
I mean, it might be. I don't know, but like I said, Turkey only paying for the fights that he want to see.
All
If he
right,
don't
so
want to
D
see those
free.
fights,
With that being said, if you already having difficulty making certain fights and you have something that's being presented at 147, how realistic do you think him becoming undisputed is? If the belt's being dispersed and
Hey,
This guy got a belt over here. This guy got
that's
a
why
belt over here. That
I
guy got
look like
a belt over here.
40% chance of him doing it.
that's why I think he said, if you don't hear from me, don't believe it, because they said they was in negotiation. Eddie Hearn said it was no negotiation. It was just an offer made.
Yeah, it's such a
He said
weird.
it was no negotiation. It was just an offer made.
It was just
And
so weird for me.
they agreed to the offer, and they asked him, "You sure you want this at 47?" And then they came back and said, "Oh no, it got to be at 54. You got to drop your belt." Now I
Do
don't know how true it is, but
He
right
wouldn't
now
have
Eddie
to
Hearn.
drop his belt though.
I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying I don't know how true it is. But right now, the only people that's talking about the whole deal is Eddie Hearn. Nobody else, whoever came with the offer, saying anything about it. They not saying no. Eddie Hearn's lying. That's not what we offered him. Eddie Hearn is the only one that's saying anything. So he said he didn't come up with the deal. The deal came to him. So I didn't hear nobody saying no, he's lying. We didn't come to him with a deal. He came to us.
Does anybody know on the panel or in the chat? Do we know we got the rides? Because I know the rides come on. I don't. I'm
No, I
not
don't
sure.
think so.
All right, then keep it pushing then. Until
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how true it is or what,
Yeah.
but I don't hear nobody rebutting what Eddie Hearn is saying, because it was another party involved. They not coming out saying, nah, he's lying. We didn't offer him that. That was the offer they gave us.
Well, from what I seen with Virgil Ortiz not too long ago, probably about an hour ago, he was saying they turned it down, and then now we know is that Madrimov is stepping in.
and then he said he's never gonna fight Jerron Ennis. I'll
Now
never
I
fight
heard
him.
and that's another thing. Magnumov is fighting him, but I heard it was supposed to be my
Xander
boy
Zayas.
Xander Zayas.
Yeah.
I heard it was supposed to be Xander Zayas.
Well, I
Now
thought
it's Magnumov.
Xander Zaire just jumped in it like, well, said what he
No,
said, but
that's what it was. It was
Well, I
supposed to be
figured it
Xander
wasn't gonna
Zayas.
be Xander.
I didn't think it was gonna be
I figured it
Xander
wasn't
either.
gonna be
Madrimov
Xander
makes
though.
more sense. Madrimov makes more sense because he's somebody that's probably ready to go right now. Don't care. He don't got
Hey,
nothing to lose.
I'm gonna be honest.
Ortiz never wanted to smoke.
Make it past him.
You think he said what? Say that again, Free. You cut out.
No, I said GP. I'm on.
Nah, I heard Free, but go ahead, GP. What you said?
Yeah, Ortiz never wanted to smoke.
Yeah. He ducked and
Never.
walked away. I don't
Oh,
want to
come
hear
on,
none of that.
man.
He
I,
never.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if there was no
You know
type
what I
of
will
First,
say?
if there
Let
was no
me
type
say
of
this real quick,
negotiation,
man.
how do you duck?
Let me say this real quick,
wanted
y'all.
to smoke. He never wanted to
Let me
smoke.
say this real quick. I want to send a big shout out to hold on one second. Let me say this real quick. I want to give a big shout out to Turkey. That commercial with Tyson Fury and Usyk is probably the best boxing promo commercial I've ever seen ever.
Is
I don't
that
know if you
Turkey?
guys seen it where they had Usyk as the baby. You said what?
That was weird.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird. Well, BVO got that Boost Mobile internet, but that promo was one of the weirdest things I done seen in 24 to me. It was just
I liked it though.
bizarre. I didn't like
I
it. I
liked
hate
it
it
though.
actually, but I don't hate Turkey Al Sheik like a lot of people do. Um, a lot of people don't really like him because he's taking the fights over to Saudi Arabia. But I'm a boxing fan. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I'm one of the people they can fight on the moon and I wouldn't care. Just fight. Just fight some fights so we can just shut up. Don't y'all want to shut us up? We the only fans that were the fighters that say, I don't tell us basically to shut the F up. And you do what we tell you to do. You're gonna buy and we're gonna charge you $100 and you're gonna pay for it. We the only fans that do that because the Eagles can't duck Kansas City.
Bye, yo. You already talking crazy.
The Eagles can't duck Kansas City.
Bye, yo. You talking crazy.
Just saying.
I'll be in the Super Bowl, right?
Say what?
Not to get off subject.
I mean, I know y'all. You sound like you from Baltimore. I know y'all still a little salty, but it'll be all right. It's a good game. Lamar, I like Lamar.
No, I just heard Eagles and Kansas City. Like, I was thinking football.
Yeah, because I'm an Eagle fan, and Kansas City just seems to come up with ways to. I
Then
don't know,
why
but
back and forth? I mean,
But I
bro, damn.
no. I'm not tripping. I'm just saying, like, and the Kansas City come up with that's what came to my mind because every time I turn around, something happened in the Kansas City game, and so I say I expect them to make the Super Bowl where their season is going. But back to boxing though.
No doubt, no doubt.
BBO, you back?
I, I don't
Go
know what's
ahead.
going on with my connection, y'all, but I know we get ready for the
It's
Rise
boost. We
podcast.
understand. We understand you got the boost.
I'm excited. I know I'm getting my new phone on Verizon, so I'm excited about that.
Ah, it's Verizon now. You lie. You know that's that. You know that's that.
Hey,
BBO. You got
T-Mobile is
that.
garbage.
You got that Earthlink internet.
I
You
got
remember? You ever heard of Earthlink? Yeah, that's the. You ain't never heard of that.
no. I mean, I got that Nextel service like my man Prize.
Nah, yeah, my phone ain't break down once. I'm on my iPhone.
Yeah, he said my phone ain't break down.
They ain't break down once. That nigga BBO, you been. We not supposed to
But
discuss these things on.
you
We not supposed to discuss these
gotta
things.
keep in mind my man Prize is on the government phone. Says Obama
Ah,
on the back. So we ain't worried about him, man.
yeah, all right. But has my internet cut out one time?
Hey, but shout out to my man GP, man. I seen him
Yeah.
he sent the picture looking like an East Bay model back in 2001.
Damn. That's
That boy
crazy.
GP had the braids, had the
Everybody had braids.
He had the braids, he had the Summer's Eve on his face.
Summer's Eve. That's crazy.
The lotion,
Damn.
no, not the Summer's Eve. What's that lotion called, man? You know what I'm talking
You
about.
don't even know what
That
Summer's
Lush
Eve is. You
lotion
a
that all
young
they used to
boy.
have back
You a
in the
young
day.
boy.
I don't know, man. Anyway,
You don't even know what Summer's Eve is.
That
You
man
don't even
said
know what
Summer
Summer's Eve
Eve.
is,
That's the
nigga. You a
stuff.
young boy.
That he better not have no Summer Eve on his damn face. That's not what it's used for.
That's why I said he a young
my
boy.
bad. I didn't mean to say Summer's Eve. I meant to say that I can't think. It's that he used to come on the white. I'll just say Jergens, man. He had the Jergens on his face, man. He was ready.
Yeah, you
Shout out
could.
to my man. Shout out
Hey,
to my
Big Drake.
man.
Big Drake said the Rise is on tonight.
Oh, all right. Well, let's hop over here
Okay.
then.
All right. Shout
Shout
out to
out
the
to Rise.
Rise, man. They coming to work today. Shout out to Coach Squeeze. And definitely shout out my man, Sia Kyle. And we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Hold on. Where's my...
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.